आगे मैं इनवाइट करता हूं प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर कुलदीप कुमार सर को, जो नेशनल जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं इंडियन मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल एसोसिएशन।
सर्वप्रथम मैं उन सभी महापुरुषों को याद करता हूं जिन्होंने अपना सारा जीवन मूल निवासी बहुजन समाज के उत्थान पे लगाया। तत्पश्चात I welcome you all here on the occasion of 8th National Convention of IMPA. Respected Dr. Rajesh and Mr. Kale sir, Dr. Piparia sir, very senior member of the society, Dr. Karan Singh, and other respected guests and friends. We have chosen the topic like knowledge of traditional health system and modern health system. So many things has already discussed. I'm not going into historical details. But why this topic has kept as a discussion, probably you have to understand. You know that in around 2010, Congress government has started the movement of mixing the different pathies. And they also planning a short course of doctors. They also given the thought that they will give some kind of formal training to quacks. Beside that, they have thought that they implement this unconstitutional NEET. This was a year 2008-2010. This IMPA was not formed at that time. And I was General Secretary of STs Medical Association. We discussed these issues in reference to the general population, particularly our own people, our own Nivasi people. That what will be the impact of all these changes what has central government has proposed. Problem is this, that in Delhi, most of our learned faculty, we are working here. Even top leadership of health system, they were also there. When I discuss this issue, that there may be conspiracy in all these things because there are so many changes which is occurring together. It's not happening overnight. There is gradual planning for that. So, then there is a rise of these people. Somebody mentioned here that people like Ramdev, Swami Ramdev, etc. You know, amongst the duties of citizen of this country, Article 51 of Indian Constitution, you have to promote the scientific temple. What I have mentioned here, or what government is doing today, the government is promoting scientific temper by merging the pathies, by promoting these sadhus, mahatmas, these untraditional, unscientific Ayurvedic or mixed pathy. What happened to the public health? Few months back, we organized a seminar on public health system of this country during Sahuji Maharaj. What Sahuji Maharaj had done at that time. What is state of affair today regarding the public health? We all know that this dengue season is going on. And day to day we are facing this manic. In Delhi, this government is saying, I'm talking about the state government, that we have changed the health system. What health system they have changed? If you go to any government hospital, you will not find even a single bed in the emergency if you don't have any acquaintance there. If jaan pehchan nahi hai, to aapko, it's very difficult to get admission in the busy government hospital. Right? So what has happened to the public health? When plague was there in 1980s or even early 20th century, when Spanish flu was there, so there is a specialized hospital made by Sahuji Maharaj in Kolhapur state to prevent the other people from the infection. What is happening here in 2020 onward when this COVID came? So first subject we kept because of that reason, that we have to understand what is the government planning, what Brahmins, what our opponents they are thinking about the existing health system, how they can spoil the scientific temper of this country. And this is happening everywhere. Every day you can see the Prime Minister has inaugurated this religious function, that religious function, right? They have created aims at every capital of the state. That is the planning, in fact. In 2014, the AIMS faculty members or association, I was a member of that at that time, executive member of that time in the All India Institute. We have opposed, don't sell the brand of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, right? Because All India Medical Sciences has not made it a single year or 2 years. It took almost 50 years to develop this All India Institute, that kind of faith, and it's happened purely because of the scientific basis. Right? So today what is happening, we have to think in that perspective. Right? The job of Government of India to raise the level of living standard. What is main tussle today between Aam Aadmi Party and new liquor policy? New liquor policy is the main subject of contesting the election between these two parties. I mean, to whom they are befooling? The constitution is out, straightly rejected the illicit use of drugs and liquor, which affect the large population of the health. It should go away by the constitution, which is being promoted by all the national parties of this country. See the cost of, in fact, previous speaker has mentioned this, that out of pocket expenditure, what is the per capita income of this country? What is the criteria for below poverty line? Think about this Ayushman card, Ayushman, Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Yojana. You ask any poor patient, a poor person, or any daily wage worker who is living in your vicinity, you just ask whether he or she is having that card, whether somebody has applied that card. I'm asking from my villager, my actually near and dear from the village. I used to visit I am from Bundelkhand, that is the most backward area of the country. So I used to ask those people, do you have the Ayushman card? They said no. So all those schemes and this policies, changing policies, they are against us. They are what we call it mostly the genocide. In 2014, as Vikram has mentioned here, there was a report published by the UNICEF. They have first time they categorized the number of deaths according to the category. and who has provided the data from India, who was the heading that committee here in India, Professor B.K. Paul, who was the member of Niti Aayog. He is one of the near and dear of Prime Minister. When I asked the question, sir, कैटेगरी तो समझ में आता है, लास्ट में लिखा है 22% people, they are rural children, they are dying from this infectious disease or diarrheal diseases. Who are those rural people? Are they not categorized under SC, ST, OBC minority? What you have given in the conclusion? I want that rough report what you have made. He said, Kuldeep, why you are asking this question? मैंने कहा, sir, this is concerned with my community. He also belonged to scheduled caste. But he had never given me. He has offered me a cup of coffee. He has talked a lot, but he has never given me that documents from various. So this means that is greater conspiracy is going on under the table. If you become DG Health, if you become Niti Aayog member, if you become Director AIMS, that does not mean that you know everything and you can do anything for your community. That is the observation. So this first topic you have to understand that why we kept it. I'm not going to tell my MBBS or my allopathy, my young student, MBBS student, what is the traditional health system. That I'm not going to tell him. Because I am going to teach him the allopathic system because he is taking training for allopathic system. Similarly, other my Ayurvedic colleagues and homeopathic colleagues, they are not going to tell the Siddha and other things to their students. Right? They will learn in their medical history. Second thing, NEET is anti-constitutional, anti-student, anti-Moolivasi. Already this previous speaker, in fact, he has mentioned regarding like Vikram and Akash Babu was mentioning this regarding the judgment of Supreme Court, right? I was present in the Supreme Court last day when this judgment was delivered by Justice Kabir. I was there in the court itself. This NEET was rejected on the basis of minority rights. Because this case was being heard after the petition of this CMC Bellore, right? There is the impingement of their minority rights from Article 25 to 29 of Indian Constitution. So that is the violation. And Justice Kabir and other people, they have rejected at that time. So when first bench, 3-judge bench has rejected, or they said they declare NEET is anti-constitutional. They have given the reason why it is so, right? And there, beside that minority right, there are so many things because we don't have the common board in India, right? There is a different languages in different states. So students, they belong to the different state. They are studying their language, right? If they are coming in common platform and otherwise also health, this education and health is a state subject. So center can guide up to the extent, but they cannot impose certain things on the state. They have done it. Who cared? So NEET was the anti-constitutional. That is because of, first of all, this reason that we don't have uniform educational board in the country. So if you have one board, you can make basis for that for any exam, any entrance exam in the future or for the further studies. But if you don't have the common board, why you are imposing that? Ki CBSE board based NEET will be implemented over all the states. That is the anti-constitutional. That is a more severe grievance of the public as a whole, as public or country, rather than this minority rights. Right? Because education is also fundamental right, I can say. If you want to live healthy, right, you should know what is the science. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि इसके ये जहरीला फल है, इसको खाने से मैं मर जाऊंगा। आपको पता होना चाहिए कि यदि ये शुगर है, यही तो साइंटिफिक टेम्पर, यही तो साइंस है। इफ यू आर अ डायबिटिक, I am coming last topic with kept etiology, symptom management, diabetic, hypertensive, neuropsychiatric disorder. I am going to touch upon that. So if you are not knowing that what is the harmful effect if we keep on continuing consuming the sugar, carbohydrate, high carbohydrate, what will happen? If you don't control your blood sugar and blood pressure, what will happen? That is the science. And enough evidence for that. So if people are not knowing this, then how you can protect your society and yourself from these elements? That is the question. So LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization, after 90s, when this Mandal Commission is about to come, they have decided to bring the LPGs, right, to sabotage the effect of Mandal Commission. We all know that a lot of discussion has been taken place, and it's proven without any doubt that LPG brought in India because of that reason, right? So they have done it. Now, why people, now education is so costly. I'm giving you the example. बहुत सारे मेरे स्टूडेंट हैं यहाँ UCMS से. When I joined the UCMS, Dr. O.P. Kalra was there. Professor Kalra was a principal. And after some time, when I joined the AIMS, after that, Dr. Kalra has joined as a Vice Chancellor of Haryana Medical University. He went there. You know what has happened in Haryana? This happened in, I think, 2016. Haryana government has taken the decision to raise the MBBS fees for 5 years up to 50 lakhs rupees. Can you believe? We actually raised this issue at various platforms, even in the National Convention and through BAMSIP Convention. We raised and we warned the government of Haryana, even governor also, we have asked to change this policy. Nothing has happened. I asked Dr. Kalra, why you have done, sir? You want to deprive the poor student from entering in the medical college? Then he said कि कुलदीप, तुम जानते हो अच्छी तरह हमारे हाथ में कुछ नहीं है, हमारा जो मालिक बोलता है, मालिक बोलेगा हमको वही करना होता है. So it means this was the actually policy changed by the government. It's a party decision to change the fee structure of Haryana medical colleges. Now after the 6th year, you will be surprised that students of all Haryana medical colleges, they have shown the protest. And they were protested for quite long time. They have arrested by the police. And now government of India, not Haryana government, even government of India has given the indication that they are going to reverse that fee hike. And fee hike was in the form of bond. That you have to take the loan from the bank and then you have to. Now here is the point. In NEET, in Tamil Nadu, there is a Rajan committee report, if I am right. Rajan committee report has clearly mentioned that all those students who has studied in the coaching centers, they have more chances of getting admission in the NEET. And they also proven that all the students from the rural background, they are not doing well. In fact, they have been kept behind. They have been left behind from the entry in the medical colleges. So that was, yes, 0%. It was up to the 0%. So that was the Rajan committee observation in the Tamil Nadu. That is the reason Tamil Nadu has not accepted the NEET. Tamil Nadu kept himself from implementation of this NEET. So the coaching, because there is a nexus. There is a nexus between a politician, between technocrat in this country. Somebody mentioned that if some agencies is organizing the NEET, they have the master key and they can manipulate the result. Forget about the manipulation. What they manipulate, sir, in 10% passing out, the percentile system is there. There is no percentage system. Earlier, it was said that if you are not scoring 40%, Even from scheduled caste category, you cannot take admission in medical colleges. What is happening? 10 to 12%, 119 marks in 720 marks. In NEET, you are eligible for the admission. And what is happening after that? In the counseling, nobody knows that which college you are going to get. That is so ambiguous. So 10% में भी manipulate करेगा. There is report from Madhya Pradesh. The general candidate get admitted in even a physics chemistry got the 0 marks. Right? Where is the supporter of the merit has gone now? While this debate is going on, merit, रात दिन merit चिल्लाते रहते हैं. Where this merit has gone, EWS category? They have given the judgment. 2019, we filed the petition in the Supreme Court that give the decide the validity of this EWS category. They have not given. They have just given the judgment. And see how beautifully they have written the judgment. What idiot judge I can say. This may be the contempt of court. They can put me behind the bar. That idiot Padriwala, what he said, that this reservations was only for 10 years. That idiot judge, who is a product of this collegium system, he was not knowing that which reservation is for 10 years. He is ready, he is mentioned in the judgment of this EWS. And the Chief Justice of India had written this is anti-constitutional, this is a violation of Article 14 and 15. This is anti-constitutional. So when one thing is anti-constitutional in the eyes of two judges, senior judges, how three judges cannot express over the same point? They cannot say that this, if two judges is saying this, that is anti-constitutional, it means anti-constitutional for remaining three also. And where is the outrage? हमारे लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? सो रहे हैं. कोई बात नहीं, नींद सबको अच्छी लगती है, मुझे भी अच्छी लगती है अब नींद. Really, I can tell you. I stopped actually, agitating on each and everything. Now this is the forum. IMPA was this constituted for this reason. That in the name of nationalism, in the name of reforms, in the name of national integrity, सारी अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल चीजों को इन्होंने इंप्लीमेंट किया. और इस गवर्नमेंट, मैं एक गवर्नमेंट की बात नहीं कर रहा. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द वन गवर्नमेंट. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल द गवर्नमेंट्स, ऑल द पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज अक्रॉस द बोर्ड, इंक्लूडिंग व्हाट यू सेड दैट दिस इज आवर पार्टी. Sorry to say, nobody is yours, no party is yours. Here, if you are not sticking on your ideology, what we call it Ambedkarite ideology or Moolyvasi ideology, I don't think you can achieve anything. My young students are here. Let me inform you that from 2023 onward, exit exam is coming. And exit exam will mean for everything. It's for licensing, whether you can practice after studying 5.5 years. Whether you are eligible to practice or not, this exit exam will decide. You will get the PG seat through the exit exam. And all those students who are coming from even foreign countries after getting the degree from the foreign countries, they will be your competitor. So only single exam for the licensing, for a PG, for getting the job even in the future, there is single exam. And who will organize that exam? National Testing Agency. And National Testing Agency right now in medical is being governed by this National Board of Examination. they are association. And नेशनली बोर्ड ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन, मैं जस्ट आपको रिमाइंड करा रहा हूं, इज द वन सिस्टम ऑफ doing postgraduate and super specialization and super specialization from the backdoor entry. We all know who has done the PGs, जिन्होंने भी पीजी किया, जो फैकल्टी है उसको पता है कि डीएनबी बैकडोर एंट्री है. तो जितने भी बैकडोर एंट्री के जो लोग थे, जो डिप्लोमेट ऑफ नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन जो बना था, जो ब्राह्मणों बनियों को बैकडोर से एंट्री देने के लिए, वो पूरे हेल्थ सिस्टम को कंट्रोल कर रहा है. हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस वी नो दैट? कितने लोगों को ये पता है? मोदी जी कह रहे हैं करप्शन नहीं होना चाहिए, करप्शन नहीं होना चाहिए. पिछले 20 साल में यदि एक एग्जाम बता दे, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट एंट्रेंस एग्जाम या पीएमटी का, जिसपे पेपर लीक नहीं हुआ, एक एग्जाम्पल दे दे, एक ईयर बता दे जब ये लीक नहीं हुआ, they could not tell. तो ये जो सारी चीजें हैं, तो हमारे बच्चे जाएंगे कहां? आप एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल, हम कितना भी डिस्कस करें, एंटी स्टूडेंट, एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल, है ना, जो हमारे लिए एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है, वो तो नहीं बोलते ऐसा कि वो एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है. बोलते हैं ब्राह्मण बनिया ठाकुर के बच्चे को कभी किसी जनरल या ओपन कैटेगरी के स्टूडेंट को कभी बोलता हुआ सुना आप लोगों ने कि एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है नीट? किसी फैकल्टी को कभी बोलते हुए सुना नीट एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है? क्यों बोलेगा वो? हम ही लोग बोलते हैं एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है. तो एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल यदि है, जो हमारे लिए एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है, वो उनके लिए बेनिफिशियल है. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर सपोर्टिंग. तो ये था नीट और आगे फ्यूचर, जो नीट के आगे जो फ्यूचर आने वाला 2023 में, जो मैं आप लोगों से बात करना चाहता था. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज बिकॉज हाउ टू डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन सेंट्रलाइज्ड पॉलिसी एंड डिविजनलाइज्ड पॉलिसी ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वी ऑल नो, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द यू आर मेडिकल स्टूडेंट हियर एंड many old members, all the people who were associated earlier with IMPA and BAMSE, we know that how things is working now, right? There is no opposition of the current ideology of Brahminical ideology right now in this country, right? Political parties, they are doing, they are actually, try to engulf those social organization. उनको खाने का प्रयास करती हैं, उनको निगलने का प्रयास करती हैं, उन सारे सोशल और इंटेलेक्चुअल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, जो कि उनके खिलाफ लिखते या बोलते हैं या काम करते हैं. और हमारा भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन उससे अछूता नहीं है. क्यों मैं कह रहा हूं? क्योंकि जब से इंपा का इंसेप्शन हुआ, आप किसी भी सिटिंग अथॉरिटी को बुलाइए, यहां पर कभी भी आपको जो अंदर की चीजें हैं, जो पॉलिसी, जो आगे फ्यूचर की पॉलिसी जो चेंज होने वाली है, जो करंट पॉलिसी का जो क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस, इंपा को तो खैर हम लोगों ने शुरू से ही सेफ रखने की कोशिश किया, क्योंकि कहावत है ना कि दूध से चला छाछ भी फूक फूक के पीता है. तो मैं तो हस्त्र देख चुका था SC/ST मेडिकल एसोसिएशन का दिल्ली में, जो वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी करीब 40 साल पहले पैदा हुआ था दिल्ली में, और उसका क्या हश्र हुआ बाद में, वो मेरे को एक्सपीरियंस था उस चीज का. इसलिए मैंने इंपा को, जब हम लोगों ने इंपा को जब बनाया, तो इंपा में वो बहुत सारे सेफ गार्ड रखे थे, जिससे कि मुझे डर था कि कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि ये भी किसी पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के द्वारा या किसी अपोजिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के द्वारा कोऑप्ट कर लिया जाए, या रूइन कर दिया जाए, या एसिमुलेट कर दिया जाए. तो ये सारी संभावनाएं थी. Anyway, we are able to save this organization, and I'm very happy, right, to all those people who come together and save the organization, right, and save the movement. Regarding few lines about the etiology symptom management, I would touch upon, because this is a huge topic, right? You all know that the genesis of the complication of diabetes, pure medical topic है, तो आप मेडिकल स्टूडेंट ही ज़्यादातर समझेंगे। इसकी शुरुआत आपको सबको पता है कि डायबिटीज एक ऐसा बीमारी है जो शायद भी किसी बॉडी का कोई भी ऑर्गन जो है वो अनअफेक्टेड नहीं रहता, सारे ऑर्गन को अफेक्ट करता है। और इसकी जो पैथोफिजियोलॉजी है, पैथोलॉजी है, वो एंडोथेलियल डिसफंक्शन से स्टार्ट होती है। अगर हम पैथोलॉजी में जाएं बेसिक उसमें, और होता क्या है, एंडोथेलियल डिसफंक्शन का जो प्रोसेस है वो हम सभी में है। शायद एजिंग भी एंडोथेलियल डिसफंक्शन की वजह से होता। आदमी मरे नहीं, यदि एंडोथेलियल डिसफंक्शन ना हो तो आदमी हमेशा जिंदा रहे, मरे ही नहीं। अगर उस प्रोसेस को हम हॉल्ट कर लें या रोक दें या स्लो डाउन कर दें तो आदमी की एज बढ़ जाए। यही डायबिटीज में भी होता है। ये इसलिए रखा गया ये टॉपिक न्यूरोसाइकेट्रिक डिसऑर्डर और सिंड्रोम, क्योंकि बहुत सारे हमारे इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं, बहुत सारे हमारे लीडर्स हैं जो कि इस डिसऑर्डर से अफेक्ट हुए। और चूंकि लीडर जो होता है उसकी बहुत ज्यादा फॉलोइंग होती है, उसको लोग मानते हैं, उसका अनुसरण करते हैं, उसको फॉलो करते हैं लोग। तो कई बार वो पैथोलॉजिकल कंडीशन है, वो साइकोलॉजिकल कंडीशन से गुजर रहा है, लेकिन उनकी गलत चीजों को भी हम जस्टिफाई करते हैं और उसको ग्लोरीफाई करते हैं, उसके गलत जजमेंट को भी। तो ये जो न्यूरोसाइकेट्रिक मैनिफेस्टेशन है इसमें बहुत सारे हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी लास्ट ईयर ये क्यूरियस जनरल इंटरनेशनल जर्नल है, उसमें मेरा थीसिस जो मेरे बच्चे का थीसिस था पीजी का, वो पब्लिश हुआ। और शायद इंडिया में पहली बार हमने बहुत लार्ज स्केल पे ये प्रूव किया कि जो डिप्रेशन है वो एक पैथोलॉजिकल कंडीशन है, वो एक इन्फ्लामेटरी कंडीशन है। ये प्रूव किया, आप लोगों की नॉलेज के लिए बताता हूं, इन्फ्लामेटरी कंडीशन है। सो दिस इज नॉट द ओनली साइकोलॉजिकल विच अफेक्टिंग द इम्बैलेंस ऑफ न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर, राइट? Imbalance of neurotransmitter is arising from pathology, from inflammation. Or there is a cytokines which are ultimately leading, there is endothelial dysfunction, there is endocrine damage, there is a specific areas which is going to affected in these patients, and finally result in the imbalance of neurotransmitter. So after giving this antidepressant, you make the balance between those dopaminergic, serotonin, etc. Right? So many. इसी तरह ये डायबिटिक जो होते हैं और हाइपरटेंसिव होते हैं, पर्टिकुलर लीडर्स की बात करता हूं, ये टाइप 1 पर्सनालिटी, मोस्टली इस तरह के हमारे जो लीडर्स टाइप 1 पर्सनालिटी, दे माइट बी सफरिंग फ्रॉम द डायबिटीज एंड हाइपरटेंशन। आई एम सेइंग दोज हु आर रियली हैविंग दिस प्रॉब्लम, दे मे हैविंग लाइक्लीहुड ऑफ दिस कॉम्प्लिकेशंस। बिसाइड दैट, फॉर लास्ट two years, if you study the literature, this neuropsychiatric manifestation has increased up to 60-70%. I'm from medicine, used to see the patient, 100 patient, at least my per OPDs. What I can observe, that these patients, they don't have, after the this emergence of COVID is also the disease or viral disease which affect your endothelium, right? So earlier, if somebody is a diabetic, somebody is hypertensive, have a chronic condition, who is having endothelial dysfunction in the accelerated phase, if he has even a subclinical infection of COVID, which has not impacted his respiratory health or lung health, I can say, that does not mean that the other side effect or other outcome will not be. So all those, even a general population, the prevalence of depression and this neuropsychiatric disorder has gone several times up after the COVID. So one side it was a diabetes and hypertension. We all know that what could be the complication. Microvessels will be clogged. There is a thrombosis. Microinfarct may be there, right? So they are affecting the psychology. They are affecting the outcome, neuronal outcome, neuropsychiatric outcome. But if it is occurring in your leaders, then it affects. Another example I would like to quote, best example. Ex-president, Mr. Kovind, he got insulted several times. You all know that is in the public domain. outside Puri temple, Pushkar, two examples I always quote. He was not allowed to go inside the temple. He was asked to be outside of the Garbhagriha. Being a president, you know the power. You know the power. What he can do. If he use his power, right, then he can even sack the government. But he has not done that. मोरल ऑफ स्टोरी ये है कि अगर राष्ट्रपति अगर उस चीज को रियलाइज नहीं कर रहा, उस टाइप ऑफ एट्रोसिटी को रियलाइज नहीं कर पा रहा, तो क्या मैं उसको नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग कंसीडर कर सकता हूं? या न्यूरोलॉजिकली या साइकोलॉजिकली मैं उसको नॉर्मल मानूं कि वो नॉर्मल होगा? इतनी बड़ी बात जो पब्लिक मीडिया पे है, और क्या वो फर्स्ट सिटीजन ऑफ द कंट्री, उसको अपना ख्याल नहीं है तो कम से कम सोसाइटी अपनी ख्याल होना चाहिए। क्योंकि अब तो वो झाड़ू और वो गगरी वाला टाइम तो नहीं है ना। और जिन मास्टर्स ने उसको प्रेसिडेंट बनाया, उन्होंने उस पर कोई रिएक्शन नहीं किया, उसको रिवर्ट करने के लिए, उसको रेटिफाई करने के लिए कुछ नहीं किया। तो क्या चीजें वो समझ में नहीं आती? हमारे लीडर्स को समझ में नहीं आती। सब कुछ आता है, लेकिन मैंने कहा ना, स्वार्थ एक ऐसी चीज है। और वही आई ऑलवेज से दैट आई डोंट वांट टू रिवील इट, मैनी ऑफ दिस पॉलिटिशियन, दिस पीपल, they may be suffering from the severe depression. They may be suffering from the severe depression or maybe bipolar disorder. So they will not do anything for your society, for your community. And society and community means, because we are, 85%. So if they are not doing anything for community, I mean that they are not doing anything for the country. Because we constitute 85% of population, right? So whatever they are doing, that is all I can say, that is anti-constitutional, anti-national, and anti-human, I can say. Because what is happening today, right? आपने साइकोलॉजी ऐसी बना दी, यूथ की साइकोलॉजी बना दी, यूथ मर रहा है। आप देखिए, यूथ मर रहा है, लेकिन कहीं अगर दंगा कराना हो तो हमारे ही यूथ जाके सबसे आगे खड़ा होता है। तो यू हैव चेंज दैट साइकोलॉजी इन दैट वे, दैट आई कैन से कि इस गवर्नमेंट या कोई भी गवर्नमेंट जो आएगी, उससे तो कोई होप नहीं है। वी ऑल टुगेदर एज ए सोशल एक्टिविस्ट, एज ए रिस्पॉन्सिबल मेंबर ऑफ द सोसाइटी, एज ए डॉक्टर, दिस इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी to take this task as a priority basis. Otherwise, what will happen in this country, we don't know, right? Thank you for patience hearing.
Intellectual class of any country, if not the governing class, still the most influential class. Because it can foresee, predict and give direction to the society as well as nation, said by Dr. Ambedkar in Annihilation of Caste. And that's what we can see here. Thank you, Dr. Kuldeep Kumar sir. You have elaborated almost everything, and thank you for founding this IMPA, because you have given us direction.